Hello, everyone. I'm Colleen Vanderzyden, and this is Creating an Inspired Life. And I just love to talk about an inspired life. I love to talk about what we can do to make our lives the best they can possibly be. Life can be difficult sometimes, and we can have our challenges, our problems, our concerns, but we can still step into our power and create the life we want to have. It is possible. I know sometimes it feels like it's not, but it is possible. And all you have to do is take one step at a time. And that will get you where you need to be. I'm a medium as well as a spiritual life coach. And as a medium, I, of course, touch in with our loved ones on the other side. And as a life coach, I help people take action towards their dreams and their goals. I love coaching and I love mediumship, but I'm so happy you're watching today and listening today so that we can have the most awesome show we can. I'm in Western New York State right now, and it's about 20 degrees, maybe 14. It was so cold. Yesterday it was 1. This is horrible. I need summer. Apparently we're not even in winter yet. That might be next week. So I think I've got a problem. So we'll have to see what I can do to change my attitude on that. I think I'm going to go to Florida for about 5 weeks. That's what I'm going to do. So today what I'm going to do is talk about our coaching tip. And today it's all about the limitations of our beliefs. And we accept beliefs sometimes as being true without really thinking about them. I know it doesn't sound logical, but we all do it. We experience something and it becomes a belief. When my daughter was about 14, my daughter, her name is Laura, she was about 14. She went to Sunday school. She would go to a Christian church with her father. And she went to Sunday school, and the teacher that day told her and the class that her friends, basically, were not going to go to heaven because they didn't believe Jesus was their Savior or didn't believe Jesus was the Son of God. And now Laura's friends were all of different religions, and some didn't have any religion. And Laura was upset by this. And she came home and she was talking to me about it. And she was upset, not because the teacher said her friends weren't going to heaven, because Laura didn't believe that. She didn't see how that made sense to her. But she was more upset with the idea that a representative of the church had the authority to tell people what was true, what to believe. She was upset that the church would exclude people based on their own belief systems. She wanted to know. Now, she's always been very wise. She had an experience when she was younger as well along this line. And so here she's, 14, which is about 9th grade. And she wanted to know why people would let themselves be told what to do. And she wanted to know why a church would exclude all these other religions and belief systems. And she said that Muhammad and Buddha and Jesus should all be important to everyone because they're all leaders of their own religion, so to speak. And she said they all come from God. And she was actually quite outraged that people would be willing to give their power away to someone without questioning it, and accept being told, whatever they're being told, as being the truth. And this really bothered her. And she wanted to know why someone would not think for themselves. And she wondered all about why a church would make this statement and exclude the rest of the world. Now, my daughter has always been thoughtful. She's very wise. She doesn't like to exclude people. She likes to be very inclusive. And she also believes in free thinking. And what free thinking is that you have the ability to make your own choices, to make your own thoughts, to believe what you want to believe. You have the choice to believe what you want to believe. Now, I'm not bashing Christian religion here or any other religions. I don't do that. I'm not bashing. I'm using this as an example to show how sometimes people can take a belief system just because they're told that this is true, and it becomes part of them. Now, it can happen whether it's in church, school, or even in your house. As you're growing up, you're told how to believe things, what you should believe, how to act. And to fit into society and to fit into our family, our school, our church, we conform with this belief, whatever it may be. We conform. We don't question necessarily. We tend to believe people who are in authority as though they are so much smarter than we are, that they know more than we do. So we don't question. We follow. And there was a situation when I was growing up, and I grew up in a Christian religion. I was about 6th grade then. And I remember questioning another adult about what I had heard in church because I didn't understand it. And I didn't see how that could be true. And I still remember to this day this adult looking at me and giving me this look like I obviously didn't know what I was talking about. And so there was that feeling of not being listened to. There was also the feeling that this person just unquestioningly believed whatever it was that she had been told in this church. And as I said, I'm not bashing the Christian religions or anything like that, okay? I'm just using these as examples. We need to choose our own beliefs. And I think so much of it comes from early in our lives when we're young. We aren't smart enough. We're not old enough to know how to make different choices, to think for ourselves. We listen to the authorities around us, our parents, our teachers, maybe some friends, maybe the media. We listen to them and we give our power to them. And we feel that everybody else, these authority figures, are smarter than we are. And we give our power away to these people. And we think they know better. And it may be because they are adults and we were younger. But what this does is it forms a subconscious belief inside ourselves that we are not smart enough. And we integrate that belief and all sorts of other beliefs too. I'm just using that one as an example today. But we integrate all these beliefs while we're totally unaware. We don't even know what we're talking about. We don't even know what we believe. Now, these belief systems, I like to call them BS for short. They affect who we are and who we become. It limits us, who we are and who we can become. If we believe we're not good enough, we'll act in ways to affirm that. If somebody tells you you'll never succeed, and now you find yourself in a dead-end job, it may be because you've integrated that belief that you're not going to succeed, and you've made that come true in your life without even knowing it. You didn't consider that belief that somebody said that to you and it wasn't really true. If you grew up in a household where there's financial difficulties, you may have bought into the belief that life is hard. And you may find out that as life goes on for you, you might find that it is hard. You're having a hard time getting more money. You can't find a different way to do a different outcome. You don't even think you can. And it's because you may have bought into that belief that life is hard. If you've had bad relationships, maybe you were with somebody who didn't respect you or didn't value you, and you stayed in that relationship a little longer than you should have, you've accepted that situation. You've said to the universe, yes, okay, this is it. And what's happening is you have a subconscious belief that you don't deserve to be valued and respected. So unless you take action on these beliefs, the pattern won't change. Situations will keep coming up to bring your attention to it, to say, hey, wake up. You've got to look at this. You've got to look at it. So if you keep having the same problems over and over again, it's a belief that's trying to come out and be changed, let go of, moved out. Everything can be changed. All our beliefs can be changed. We don't have to accept a belief system that limits us or disempowers us. We absolutely don't have to. And there's nothing wrong with asking questions about a belief. To yourself, of course. You're not going to go walk up to somebody and say, hey, you told me this once. You don't need to do that. We're talking about your beliefs, the things inside of you. And we should question these things. If you're having trouble creating a different life, the life you really want to have, it just doesn't seem to be working. There's probably a belief you need to look at. And just look at whatever's happening in your life, and that will give you some hints, and just be generous with yourself. Don't judge yourself and say, oh, I'm horrible at this. Don't do that. That doesn't help. And just look at them and be open to changing. You can choose, of course, to stay where you are. If you want to be miserable, that's cool. You go there. If you want to keep creating the same thing over and over, you stay there. But if you're tired of it and you want to move on, you can change the belief. And so many times, it's just a matter of the awareness, having it come to the front of your head and you go, wait a minute. My daughter, Laura, she couldn't accept the belief that most of the world was going to go to hell because the Sunday school teacher said that. She questioned that belief, and she said, no, this isn't right. And instead, she embraced the idea that we should believe what we want to believe, choose to decide for ourselves what we want to believe, that we can choose to be open to questioning. questioning our beliefs helps us stay in our power, and it removes those limitations, the things that get in our way of creating the life we want to have, these limitations that stop us from happiness, really, is what it comes down to. So if you're having some issues in your life and you seem to be stuck, don't affirm that you're stuck. Don't keep saying over and over again, oh, I'm stuck, this is never going to happen, blah, blah, blah. Don't do that. Just don't. Look at it and be non-judgmental and just say, what could possibly be holding me back? And just think about it. You can just start looking at it. If you've had a bunch of bad relationships, you can go, okay, now the common denominator is me. What did I do? What do I need to look at? What am I doing to attract these people? What am I doing to do this? And I tell you, if you're open to it and you're honestly able to look at yourself, you can make these changes. That is my coaching tip of the day. One of my favorite ones, really, because our beliefs affect everything we do. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me at psychicmediumcolleen.com. And you can also follow me on Facebook, Colleen Vanderzyden, Medium and Self-Empowerment Coach. And on Facebook, I have all sorts of videos on there. I have all sorts of things. You can get all sorts of information and go over to my website and look at my coaching pages and mediumship pages and get some information on those things and how they can change your life. And we are now going to go on to our first caller, who is Melissa from Texas. Melissa, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. What can I help you with today?
I just wanted guidance, general reading.
Okay.
Whatever you see come through for me.
Okay. Touching in with your energy, I have to say right away, I'm feeling stuff in my stomach. And when I get something in my stomach like this, it usually gives me the feeling that you're worried, stressed out, you're not really sure what's going to happen with things in your life. Do you tend to be a bit of a worrier?
Yes.
Yeah, it actually comes through nice and strong. I can relate to that well because I also have been known to do that on occasion. I'm much better now, but in the past it was pretty bad. You're also the kind of person who likes to control things a bit. Are you a bit of a planner as well?
Yes.
Okay. And okay, this is fun because I'm actually seeing my desk, and whenever I see my desk, that usually tells me you have a lot of things going on in your head, and I'm also seeing a lot of papers lying around. Are you a list maker as well?
Yes.
We could be best friends, I think. It's really fun when I connect with somebody that reminds me of myself as the spirits show you to me. And I have to say, though, you have come a long way, though, from where you used to be. You used to be a much worse worrier. You've actually, you're really starting to step into your power a lot more lately. And starting to recognize what you can do with yourself. I know sometimes it can get hard, but you're starting to make your decisions based on you now, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. And along with that, I do get the feeling that there are some people that you've had to kind of, how do I can say this nicely, set them aside a little bit. Have you had some situations where you've had to push some people aside and just kind of go, you know what, this isn't working anymore?
Yes.
Yeah, and that is so wonderful. I have to tell you, I know it sounds funny when I tell you, oh, you got rid of people, that's wonderful. But you know why it's wonderful is because it's telling me and the universe and everything else that you're at the place now where you're going to start creating what you want to create, that you're protecting yourself, you're living true to who you are. And it's really going well with that. How's the job situation right now? It feels a little iffy to me, and I don't know why.
The what situation?
The job situation.
I don't know. I know I should be thankful for where I'm at, but at the same time, I just feel like I just have so much going on all the time.
With your job?
Mm-hmm. My job, my personal life, just everything. But I work on a military base, and I'm also scared that something's going to happen because there's just so many terrorist attacks.
Yeah, that is true. There are so many things going on these days, but that's one of the things you have to kind of set aside and just, if you get too far into that fear yourself personally, it can get very hard, very challenging to even maintain any sense of hope. And if you're working on a military base, your awareness of these things has to be much higher than the rest of society here. And with your job, the iffy feel I get with that, and it may very well be that having too much to do, so much going on in your life, and that underlying sense of worry, it makes me also wonder if you're, boy, are you a bit overworked there?
Yes. But I've also missed a lot of days too because I just have so much going on. So I always worry too. Are they going to let me go because I missed?
Yeah, you know, the thing is, I'm not really feeling you liking that job that much. Do you not like it?
I do. I love doing what I do, but I don't know.
Okay, maybe I'm picking up on your stress because it just doesn't feel like it's as rewarding as I want it to feel for you, you know, and if you have other things going on too, that of course can distract you from what's happening there and can make things a little bit trickier for you. I'm not feeling them letting you go, okay? I'm not feeling that at all. I want to give you more free time though. I want to give you more time for you to just be yourself. And there's just so much going on around you. Do you have young children or something? Why is your house so chaotic?
A 4 and a 2-year-old.
Okay, there we go. Because I'm like, why is it so chaotic? No wonder you're so, you've got things going on. A 4-year and 2-year-old, they are fun, awesome and everything, but they can really drain your energy. And if it, you know, and if it's so busy for you to get, you know, take care of your kids, and then if they're sick or something, and then you have to go to work, and, you know, there's issues. I mean, there's definitely issues with that. But you know what? Yeah. I get such a good feeling about you handling everything. I feel like you're really stepping into what you need. And I know it sounds very hard right now, because especially with young children. But I wouldn't worry so much about it because I have to tell you, I am not picking on any really big concerns. The only thing I really want to tell you is to make sure, I know if you can find a minute to yourself, I don't know where, but you know, maybe after they go to bed. But if you can find a minute to yourself, that would be really awesome. And that would help a lot. You're very responsible. You know, you do what you're supposed to do. You take care of everything. And that's wonderful too. So I'm not feeling anything wrong. I'm not feeling any concerns around you. So you just keep going. You keep surviving as best you can. See if you can take a minute or two for yourself. I think that would be the biggest feeling I'm getting because I really want you to breathe.
A lot of times I feel like there's a lot of negativity around me.
Relax a little bit. You know, I really want you to do that.
A lot of times I feel a lot of negativity around me, and I can hear like somebody's inside my house when I know there's nobody inside my house, or dark shadows following me. Is that?
Oh.
What is that? Yeah.
Okay, I don't want you to think that that's like a negative spirit or something like that, because I don't believe in evil spirits. I have yet to meet one. I don't believe in it. So that's not it. So if you think there's dark shadows in there, things like that, I would make sure you put make sure you have some good light in there. That helps a lot. Make sure you're playing really good music so that if there are spirits touching in with you, energies around you, then make sure they're positive energies, of course. So you want to have some good music. You want to have some good lighting around you as well. Does it scare you because you don't understand it, or does it scare you just because it feels weird?
It scares me because, I don't know, and there's times I'll feel like somebody's standing over me, but then there's nobody there. It's an eerie feeling, or I feel cold right next to me. Like, say I'm asleep and my back is out towards the wall. I'll feel a cold breeze, like somebody opened a freezer door right next to me.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so that would lead me to believe that you're having spirits touching in with you. Because if a spirit comes in, frequently people will feel cold. They might feel tingling. They might feel heat. They do get a physical sensation frequently. Okay, and if you feel like you can see like shadows, that kind of thing. The next time it happens, what you want to do is you want to say, hi, who are you and why are you here? And see if you get some impressions. If it's bothering you, like you feel scared about it, tell them to go away, because by spiritual law, they have to leave. Okay? But I would suggest first that you spend a little bit of time just kind of saying, hi, what are you doing here? I remember one night years ago, before I really got involved in mediumship and all that, I was in bed and I felt somebody lying in bed next to me and there was no one there. And the bed was depressing and everything. I mean, there was no one there.
Wow.
But I just went, okay, hi, how are you today? Thanks for coming. And that's all I did. I didn't even think to ask them who they were and what they wanted. So, I just didn't even think about it. I just recognized there was a spirit there and I'm like, hey, it's cool. Nice. Thanks for coming in. And I didn't even realize it. So you have an advantage now. You can ask them, who are you? And just see what comes into your head. Yeah, because you are sensitive. You have a lot of energies about you. So that will be fun. Okay, so Melissa, I'm going to have to let you go, but I wouldn't mind you calling me back sometime if that you feel more things and let me know what you're experiencing. I would love to hear more about that.
Have any messages for me? My dad passed away 3 years ago. In February will be 3 years. Did you have any messages?
I'm not feeling that person stepping in right now. So we'll have to try that again next time. I'm just not feeling them stepping in yet. So, but anyway. Call me back sometime, okay? Colleen. Just remember Colleen. I think I'm the only Colleen on A1R. And call me back sometime. I would love to talk to you some more, but I do want to get on to my next caller. So thank you so much for calling. And that was Melissa from Texas. And we are now going to go on to Nita from South Carolina. Nita, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing very well, and I'm a little bit jealous because you're in South Carolina and I'm in New York where I have 2 feet of snow.
Oh, well, it's not as warm as it normally is. It's a little chilly here today.
Yeah, I bet it is. I see there's that air is going all over. So how can I help you tonight?
Well, I'm calling. I'm having some problems in my marriage. I'm going through, I filed for divorce, but we recently found out that I may be pregnant, and we're currently separated, and I just need some direction on what I should do as far as that. Do you see new love, or should I work it out? I'm just really in a crossroads right now. Just really don't know what direction to go in. I just need a little assistance.
Yes. Well, the feeling I'm getting a couple of things. And you just found out you're pregnant, you said?
Possibly.
Possibly? Okay. So.
Well, the blood test said positive, but I have some medical issues where it would really be a miracle, but my blood test did show positive.
Okay. So what I'm feeling that your husband there was not really the best. It hasn't been the best relationship. Obviously, if you're getting divorced, no kidding, right? But I'm feeling that you had tried a bit and it really wasn't working. I don't feel like there was a lot of attention paid towards you. And I get the impression there were a lot of, I don't even know how I want to put it. It's like I feel he pays attention to you when he wants to pay attention to you. More on his terms than yours. Does that sound accurate to you?
That's pretty accurate, yes.
Okay, good. I want to make sure I'm touching in correctly. And as I feel that, I really, and I don't like telling people what to do. I just don't. But I caution you to think twice before you get back together with him. Because it just gives me a little bit of a weird feeling in my body. So I want you to make sure you're very clear. If you are pregnant or if you're not pregnant. Now, we just set that part aside for right now. The impression I truly got is that he's just not the most supportive person for you. And I don't want you to take a step backwards. Now, with a possible pregnancy thing, that feels a little iffy to me as well. And I don't know what that means, except I can tell you that I'm very bad at guessing sexes of babies who aren't born yet. So I don't know if this also applies to pregnancies as well, where I can say, well, it just doesn't feel quite right to me yet. And I don't know what that means. So you just go with the flow of that. And I want you mostly to focus on taking care of you. Oh boy. I don't want to get into heavy duty medical things going on right now, but do you have some medical issues that are in your lower abdomen area?
No.
Okay, because I get a weird feeling down there. Now, if you're pregnant, it could very well be that, okay? So don't think I'm telling you something's wrong, okay? I just get a weird feeling down there. And so I do want to acknowledge it. So there you'll go. You'll know soon enough what that means. I have a feeling. But I'm definitely getting that sensation there, a little bit of pain in my back as well. And I'm not a doctor, so I can't diagnose nor prescribe in those things. But I'm also wondering, I'm getting a little bit of feeling of water, that you're not getting enough water. And that seems to be connected to my lower back. Do you not drink enough water, or do you need more?
I probably could use more water, yes.
Okay, because I just feel in the back, and it just feels a little, just kind of a little bothersome.
My back is not giving me any problems, though, so I don't know what that
Okay, good. That's okay. That's okay. That's just some way they get through to me to, have me say whatever they want me to say. Okay, so the other thing is, just kind of like what I was telling the last caller, it's not really necessary that you plan out everything that's happening. It's not like you have to figure it all out. Right now, I feel like it's going to unfold for you, and it actually is going to unfold pretty quickly. I feel like by the end of, January, you are pretty clear, and I feel that's a little too late. I want to say a month from now, so the middle of January. The middle of January, I feel like things are very clear to you. You have a much better idea of what's going on. I don't want you to sit there being worried about anything like that, because I really feel like it's going to work out okay, and it will be fine for you. Okay, so Nita, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to let you go in about 10 seconds because I've got hardly any seconds left. So you just keep going, doing what you're doing.
Is there anything about my career
time
before you hang up? I mean, see me changing positions?
Sorry?
Do you see me changing positions with my job?
Well, yeah, that's definitely a possibility. I feel that in the end of January. So definitely check that. There's something shifting with that as well. Okay, so I'll have to say goodbye to you. Thank you, Nita, for calling. And thank you, everybody, for listening tonight and watching. I'm Colleen Vanderzyden, and this was Creating an Inspired Life. And you can find me at psychicmediumcolleen.com, and you can also follow me on Facebook, Colleen Vanderzyden, Medium and Self-Empowerment Coach. You have a great week, and I will talk to you next week. Goodbye.